For the last 8 months, USS Harry S Truman has been the tip of the spear in the Atlantic and beyond. The officers and crew set sail in April of this year with only one certain mission: putting birds in the air.
For Air Department, we move aircraft, fuel aircraft, launch aircraft, recover aircraft, do the maintenance on the equipment, turn around and do it all again the next day. So the professionals on the flight deck, in the hangar bay, below decks, and in the tower, flight ops is flight ops. And the first half of deployment, we were flexible with large launch sequence plans for events over the beach in support of Operation Inherent Resolve. And for this underway, things were on a daily basis a little more scripted, but day to day more uncertain. So it was a little bit challenging to plan, but the execution was as professional and spot on as anything else Air Department would do.
As the first carrier to deploy under dynamic force employment, the sailors aboard Truman faced tests of capability and responsiveness in a new era of unpredictability.
When we're operating under these conditions, you don't have a lot of time to communicate with people back at home. So biggest challenge was planning. When we operate under this new condition, it shows people that we can't always operate under a schedule, just like the captain said. So we have to kind of learn flexibility. It teaches us to not always expect everything, to kind of adapt to new environments, new scenarios. When those things come together, especially on board HST, I believe that improves us both as people and as sailors, and that's something that the Navy really needs right now.
There are things that we did well and things that we'll look at afterwards, or other people will look at, not having been in the moment, who would maybe choose to do things differently. So it's difficult to say how this dynamic force employment will evolve or what it will turn into, since we didn't have an example to build off of, so we created it ourselves. But I think we set the bar pretty high because they said go do it, and we did it. And we did it well. So I think whoever has to come and do it next, they got their work cut out for them.
Truman conducted numerous operations with foreign allies throughout the Sixth Fleet. However, the ship ventured to the Arctic Circle, an area a carrier hasn't been in decades.
We played a pretty significant role, I would say, not trying to brag, but we just had to, because it was very weather driven. We were going to a very cold and very diverse weather environment, and meteorology affected everything that we did. If it was high seas, heavy winds, if there was icing, whatever it may be, it affected the aviation aspect, which is our main goal here.
This year has been busy between operations, distinguished visitors, and several port visits. But the best reward for this crew is homecoming.
I'm excited about coming home. So being able to be home at the holidays at the end of this deployment, it's an emotional time, I would say, for everybody. Knowing that you have friends and family at home who are eager to see you at a very special time of year, and just the family that we have here on the boat, being here for each other. It's great. I think it really is great. I'm looking forward to seeing my family. I know they're looking forward to having me home, and it's just truly exciting.